So I'm here in Dudley to visit H&H Ignition Solutions. I've been buying my distributors from these guys for years. They're absolutely brilliant. I've never been to visit them though, so we're going to pop inside. They're going to give us a little tour of the workshop and show us what they actually do here. Phil's going to give us a quick tour of the workshop here.
Build benches. A bit messy, but unfortunately sometimes when you're in the midst of doing a big batch of distributors,
Of course.
that's how it gets. That's how it gets.
A messy workshop is a busy workshop usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, yes. But
So what are these ones here for?
they're for Pinto, Ford Pinto.
All right, okay. So you build it from scratch here then?
We do. Well, we do obviously. We have a distributor to start with, a new one, but we totally strip it
Yeah.
and then rebuild it to either the person spec who's purchasing the distributor for whatever the engine spec is.
So they tell you I've got this cam, this compression, and make it to suit.
I mean, a lot of the times they're just bog standard engines.
Yeah.
But of course, on the other hand, you've got race, rally, competition, all sorts.
Yeah.
And then there's some of the big names
Yeah.
who sell distributors that we do for.
Very cool. And you do them in batches?
We do one-offs, we
Okay.
do batches. It depends on the customer.
And more Pinto ones here.
Yeah, they're the same batch.
All right.
We have our own lathes,
Yep.
which are a absolutely vital component.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it when you think of a distributor, you know. But we would not be able to do what we do.
Of course.
Without that.
Yeah.
We can make bespoke bodies,
Yeah.
spindles. Most stuff we can make.
Ah, cool. When you recondition a unit, presumably you sandblast the body and everything, clean it up.
Yes. When we take a distributor, this is one of our unique parts of what we do.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe there's another manufacturer or remanufacturer, sorry, should I say. There's plenty of people who sell Chinese distributors.
Yeah.
Plenty. But I don't think there's anybody now in Europe that actually does reconditioning on the scale that we do. I mean, we don't do many distributors anymore.
Yeah.
Our old company we used to work for 23 years ago, me and Lee, we run a workshop of like 22 people, and we used to do on average 300 to 400 distributors per day.
Wow. Okay.
Per day.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, we only knock 1s and 2s and 5s now.
Yeah.
But we recondition. That's like a Jaguar XK.
Yes. Yeah.
Distributor XK 140, 150. That's been stripped, ready and cleaned.
Yep.
And that'll then go in the blaster.
Everything has its own box, so you know
Does,
you have it all.
it does, yes.
Makes
It's
sense.
important. Not as we could tell you. If you give me that with my eyes shut now, and I'd only have to feel it, and I can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, 35 years I've been in distributors.
Excellent.
And plus cars and engines.
Yeah.
Which is a big factor that some of our competitors don't have.
Yeah.
Because they've not come from a background of performance engines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas we've seen all that done, and we've built distributors for them. So they go then in the bead blast machine. It's only a single item bead blast machine.
Okay.
We don't require anything else.
I think I know the answer, but what makes this better than a Chinese distributor? Because it's not just the electronics, is it? Everything is better than mechanical.
It's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we Lee sources distributors because they're new. He sourced those. Now, we probably wouldn't want to send them straight out the box out the door.
So you take a pre-made one and rebuild it completely to make sure it's proper.
We strip it completely. There's just certain components of the distributor, like the bob weights and springs. They're not particularly set to any engine. I mean, there's a big thing like the 45D distributor become rather rare, sort of 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a company in Africa that sourced the 45D distributor, which is like the one that you've had built for your
A series engine.
yes, the Marina engine.
Yeah.
Which is the same similar thing. Went in the Land Rover 2.25 petrol.
Yeah.
Well, there was distributors made then in China, but they've got about 20 degrees of advance in them.
Okay.
Now, most engines will only have 10, 12, 13, until you go back many years to the 1940s and 50s and 60s, where engines were quite big capacities and they had lots of advance.
Yeah.
But the people who are selling the Chinese distributors now, they've still got the Land Rover spec in them.
Okay. All right.
Now you put one of those into a fast road Mini,
Yeah. It's going to melt a piston.
catastrophe.
Yeah. All right.
And that's what you can't rely on.
Yeah.
So we strip all of ours
Okay.
and rebuild them.
And so when it's built, then where do you test it?
That is an Italian motor plat. You may have heard of the word motor plat.
No, I haven't.
They did a lot of ignition type systems in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
But that machine was produced for Ferraris, Maseratis,
Yeah.
Lamborghinis, especially on the V8s and V12s, where sometimes you had two distributors
Okay.
with 4 sets of contact breakers in them. 4 sets.
That's great fun, isn't it?
4 sets.
To set up on your Sunday afternoon.
Now, try doing that manually.
Yeah.
Forget
it, yeah.
Never, because you've got 2 sets of fixed points,
Yeah.
2 sets of sliding points.
Oh, right. It's
So
gonna,
the 1 set are fixed, the other 2 slide.
it's gonna drive you
Then
insane.
you've got another distributor to do all that too.
Yeah.
You could only do it on one of them.
Okay. Oh, right.
And considering how old they are, late 60s, 70s, they really are absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's not many people got them.
So, is every distributor built tested on here then?
Yes.
And for the advance curve and everything?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you like me to show you a distributor being tested?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do obviously do one-offs.
Yeah.
That was for a rally spec
Okay.
Pinto.
I've been using your guys' distributors for probably 5 or 6 years now.
Natalie
May-
did say
maybe
you
more.
had.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah.
And I've had loads, and I've never had one that's given me a problem. Sometimes on my videos I say to people, I'm putting this electronic ignition in, and then they say, oh, I put electronic ignition once and it it didn't work, it wasn't reliable, it broke down. I said, well, you didn't buy it from H&H, did you? That was your problem.
Don't get me wrong. We get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many things that get past us these days. We've seen a lot of distributors, and we've seen some exotic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we build a V8 distributor for Aston Martin, the Aston Martin.
Yeah.
20 years ago, when they approached us for that, they couldn't buy them no longer, and they'd got 70, 80, 100,000 pound cars in the workshop. Distributors failed.
Yeah.
But we actually machine a distributor for that now,
Okay.
which we've been doing for the last 20 years.
Are you allowed to say where the electronics in this come from? Is it?
They're sourced in the UK, that part is. The original stuff inside there are manufactured with the distributor.
Okay.
But that one, which the Pinto, is unique to us.
Okay.
Nobody else builds that.
Okay.
I don't know whether you'll be able to see that spark.
Yeah.
So many cameras don't capture it.
You just see it really slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have had some quite artistic
Okay.
camera photography in the past, trying to capture that.
Yeah. So oh, you're just firing the coil, of
So
course.
we're
All
just
right.
firing the coil,
Yeah.
but that's obviously just a
Yeah.
basic test.
Yeah.
The most crucial test.
And then you can hook up more. You can hook up the leads here to test
you
it.
can hook them up.
Yeah.
But the most crucial test is the actual advance curve.
Right.
So this is where, if you'd have asked for a specific which this customer has, it's got 9 degrees in the distributor.
Yeah.
A normal Pinto in a Ford Cortina or a Ford Capri or something like that,
Yeah.
would have around 12 to 13 degrees in it.
Right.
They've asked for stronger springs
Okay.
because it's for a rally engine.
Yeah.
They've asked for stronger springs and a shorter advance curve.
When you say it's got so much advance, that's the maximum it will give over its base setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
also put static timing on top of that as well.
Yeah. Right.
So
okay.
if you normally most engines run in the Pinto distributor, usually around 30 to 32 degrees total.
Total. Okay.
So you've got 10 or 12 degrees static,
Yeah.
which you put on at the engine at idle,
Yeah.
and then whatever's in the distributor,
Okay.
which is usually around 10.
But isn't this? I thought the static setting was just where you set it.
It is, but it all adds up at a total.
Okay.
If you set the distributor up with the timing light at idle,
Yeah.
and you time it as it's got 12 degrees,
Yeah.
well then you put on top of what the distributor gives.
Yeah.
So if the distributor gives 10,
Mhm.
that's twice crank angle,
Yeah.
so that's 20.
Mhm.
So 12 degrees static, 10 degrees in the dizzy,
Yeah.
that's 32.
Okay. Okay.
But you can add more.
Mhm.
You can dial more in or take it off depending how the engine feels.
Mhm. Okay.
Now, I don't know whether your camera will see that. Can you see that little LED flashing?
I can
We are
see
getting a
it
little bit of a chatter, but that's the machine, that is.
It's on 0 now, is that
Yes,
it? Yeah.
If you stay there and try and capture that. As the RPM increases,
Yeah.
you'll see that move.
Ah, yes. Yeah, it's approaching 10 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you put on, that's nearly 1200 RPM,
Yeah.
which that's nearly 22 on the car.
Yeah,
The
of course.
engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is essential.
Yes, of
That is
course.
a central piece of kit.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Lee could do it now without the test machine.
Yeah.
But you do. It is imperative that the distributor goes on there. The finished result
Yeah.
goes on there.
Mhm. Excellent. So that's a custom one there, is it?
It is, yes. It can be, at the end of the day, whatever you want it to go in.
Mhm.
That could go in anything from a crossflow to a VW transporter.
Okay. But someone called you up and said they specifically wanted a CNC
Body.
body,
Yeah. We could do that.
so they wanted to pay a bit extra and get
Yeah.
the
We can
best possible
facilitate
thing.
that.
Very nice. So that's CNC machined here.
It is, yeah, from a billet piece of alloy.
Very nice. How much roughly will that cost when it's finished? Not sure.
That'd be for Lee.
Okay. Right. All right.
Be for
all right.
Lee to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when it's custom, it's.
It is, yes.
Yeah, it's going
Yes,
to depend
yes.
exactly what you want, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
But
Yes, it is.
whatever people want, they can ask you, and
Yeah.
you can give a
Yeah.
price
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
That's a miller.
Okay.
You would put.
It's a CNC mill
It's
machine.
it is total CNC.
Yeah.
You would put tools in.
Big machine.
That is a small one.
Okay.
That's a bit bigger one.
All right. What's that gear for?
That is 125 years old.
Is it a steam train or something?
That is from a steam tractor engine.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. He does quite a lot of that stuff.
And
That's being recut to have a smaller drive made
okay.
to go onto because it's worn.
Wow.
So that's another miller.
Yeah. Smooth.
That's a lathe. A CNC.
CNC lathe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
exactly the same.
Oh, right. There's another one hiding there.
Yeah. But
Wow.
that's what he would have made that body on. I
Got you.
showed you.
Okay. So, do you know, once you've made one body like that,
Yes.
You can put in a piece of aluminium,
yes,
make me the same thing.
Put a billet in. It's all saved on the machine.
All right. And it's, well, how long does it take to make?
Clark would minutes.
Right, yeah.
Minutes.
Wow.
Hours of programming.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
It's the programming.
Yeah.
Programming is quite often the cost.
Of course, yeah.
But yes, it literally minutes.
Yeah.
One of those. I mean, one of those bodies would take me probably a good morning on the standard machines.
Yeah.
But I could make one.
Okay.
But
Got you. Yeah, no, that's amazing. Very
you
cool.
can't compete with them.
Yeah. We were just looking up here, there's a stock of cams as well that are CNC manufactured for people that still want to run points. Would you recommend running points in this day and age? It's not for me.
If it was a race car, some categories of race cars, you have to run points.
Right, historic racing and stuff.
Historic
it has to
racing,
be factory.
it has to be points.
Yeah.
Now, if they're still using 50 and 60-year-old distributors, well, they're going to be worn out by now.
Yeah.
So we have new cams machined.
Okay.
Which you can't make them no other way.
They
have to be done on a.
Can you make the points if needed?
We can still buy contact sets, and we do fit different types of contact sets to different distributors.
Can you still buy decent quality ones though?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
All right.
But yes, I would go to electronic. That's a trigger wheel for a V12 Jag.
Okay. All right.
And that's been machined out of a block.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So we would part that off in the lathe,
Okay.
machine that down, machine the centre out,
Yep.
and that would go in a V12 Jag distributor.
Got you.
You can't buy this stuff no more.
Yeah. Yeah. It never ceases to amaze me in the UK. There's always someone in a shed tinkering away. They can make you anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You've got to.
Yeah.
You've got to if you want to keep the product going. That's another one that we've started doing. That's a Triumph TR6.
Okay.
Well, it would go in any of the Triumph range, but it mainly only had, which had got the rev counter drive.
I wondered what that was. Yeah. Okay.
Which was a mechanical rev counter.
Yeah.
But
That's a kind of a dumb idea, isn't it?
Well, yes, but unfortunately, if you've got a TR6 which you're restoring,
Yeah.
and that car's going to be 25, 30 grand at the end of the day,
Yeah.
people want it.
As it was. Yeah.
As it was. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in this workshop, and there's a lot of spare parts and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It is basically what we do.
So it's you can supply new distributors for the likes of Pinto's Crossflows, Morris, what we're talking BMC,
anything,
all the BMCs, all the common stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can rebuild and repair anything that you can't supply new reconditioning.
Yeah.
And also Lee was telling me you can convert basically anything to electronic as a custom job if needed.
Well, we do for like the Toyota 4AG engine, which has got, it was the last of the distributors that went in engines.
Yeah.
The Japs was probably the last ones to put a distributor. Ford went in the 90s.
Yeah.
No distributor whatsoever.
Yeah.
No distributor. We've had many people come to us with a Z-Tech and say, can you do a distributor for that? No, I'm afraid we can't now, because there's no hole to
Nowhere
put one
to put
in.
it, yeah.
So, and then, of course, British Leyland had gone by them.
Yeah.
But the Japanese were the last to put distributors in, but they were purely engine management.
Okay.
VW, Mercedes, BMW, all them, they all went to just a small distributor with just a rotor arm and a cap.
Got you.
But we can actually do, if you purchase one of them engines to put in a project, take the fuel injection off, take
Right.
the engine management off.
Yes, of course. Someone's putting
We
carbs
can
on
make
it. They need
a
a
manual
solution.
distributor to go back in there.
Got you. Okay.
If there's not one available, we can make one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, great stuff. Okay. Well, thank you very much for showing me around. Very interesting.
Well, there's some of our distributors in for reconditioning over there
Yeah.
on that shelf. Like you can see a well diverse Ford Essex 3 litre,
Yes. Yeah.
Porsche
Okay. Yeah.
Porsche 911.
Mm-hmm.
We also do a 12 spark distributor for that, for the
Okay.
twin spark engine.
Ah, right. Okay.
Two plugs per cylinder.
Okay.
Vauxhall carton.
Okay. It runs off the cam belt, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember those.
No, indeed not.
Huh.
It's a bit of a rare one to
Yeah.
us now, but we used to remanufacture hundreds of them years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
X-Pag,
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, that
MG.
what you were doing was just everyday distributors for
Oh, yeah.
everyday cars, and
Oh,
now
yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
everything you do is for a toy, basically,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Someone's
Well,
Sunday car and such like.
in our heyday, 89 I started, 1989, and we were doing Delco distributors, Vauxhall Viva.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nearly the 90s.
Yeah.
But we were still servicing cars that were on the road.
Of course. Yeah.
Bedford CF
Yeah,
vans and
yeah.
campers and stuff like that. Morris Marinas,
Yeah.
Minis.
Oh, it's good. Yeah. Long may it continue.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, thanks very much for showing me around. It's very interesting.
No problem. No problem.
That's my new distributor for my A-series engine that's in my Bugatti replica. So that'll come home with me back to France. And we'll have a fully working car again, which will be nice.